And I remember we would have conversations back then where it was always about, like for example, the song that you did with Ankle, Famous. I still find that song coming on my shuffle in my car, and I let it play through. I'm like, PJ owes me a junior chicken for these streams or something. But I still play that song to this day, and I'll tell you that, hey, like this record, I know you recorded it so long ago, I still love it. Yeah. And you'll tell me, bro, like honestly, I don't really even listen to that song anymore because it's been so long since I've recorded it. And what can you say about that? Like, I guess the process of when you actually record something to when it drops and you being so far disconnected from some of those records.
Yeah, that was actually I think that's the first time I didn't know a song was going to come out until basically they started the rollout. Because me and Ankle, we recorded that just in my room. Like, we just had an off-the-cuff session, and we had a little bit of extra time at the end of it. And so we're just like, fuck it, let's make another one. And then that ended up being the one that he liked. And so I didn't think about that song for probably after a month of listening to it and playing in the car, blah, blah, blah. It was just, okay, on to the next stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to, a session at KGB's, and it's like, are you on Ankle's project? It's like, am I?
I guess I am.
I guess I am. Like, play me, like, what song am I on? I don't know.
That's crazy.
And then, you played Famous, and Ankle tells me that he really likes the track, so I'm really happy that it came out the way that it did. And it was, it was cool to be a part of a project with someone that I kind of really did start working with. Like, Known was one of the first people that I worked with, obviously, but Ankle was one of the first people from the Valley that I really got into contact with that I didn't know previously.
Right. And I know when I listen to the track in particular, I listen to it and it sounds, well, for me, maybe it was the time that I had listened to it, that particular time, but I recall this being a time where I had heard you on some different flows, on some different harmonies, like you were I felt like you were experimenting in that song, and it just kind of worked out the way it did. Had you, like, how important is like harmony and some of those arrangements to you? Like, just, I guess, when it comes to your whole discography, I guess.
Yeah, I really like adding fullness to my songs from the vocal perspective. I'm very okay with having a stripped down minimal production side of things. Like, I'll just sing over a guitar loop, but if I can make the vocals active and if I can keep them engaging, then that's what's really fun to me. That's what, gives me the rush to the head, right? The funny thing about this song with Ankle is I think there's 3 vocal stems for my part on that. There's half of the verse, half of the verse, and I think I only did 1 run of ad-libs, and he's like, no, don't touch it. He's like, okay, damn.
That was going to be my next question. Like, how many particular stems do you have of the vocals particularly? Because I know that one, like, when I listened to that, I'm like, he must have ran at least 5, 6, 7 when it came to that.
No, we just kind of went. Like, we just kind of went.
Yeah, no, I know, like, and it's funny because you can, when you listen to some songs, like, there are some hip-hop songs where the ad-lib, you're listening to the second stem in the track, and you can hear it, it's right there, you know that he recorded the verse, let the verse play back, and he just recorded his ad-libs over that, but when you look at yours, it's like, no, the engineer or the mixing or the sequencing might have been adjusted in that sense, but it was like, nah, like he went in there, did 3 runs, and that was it. Yeah,
we just kind of layered the stuff on top of it, and sometimes it's fun when it accidentally happens like that, because you really can't replicate it. I remember there was a song I worked on with my original engineer in Quebec there, and we recorded this thing at literally like 3 a.m. in the morning. We just kind of caught the vibe, and we were in his apartment kind of thing, right? And to this day, I still cannot replicate what I did in that one night by accident. And we've tried to go over it because there's still pieces of it that just don't work. But it's like, it's funny how the magic just kind of happens and you're constantly chasing it.
As well, thanks to Proper Dirty for hosting us today in the showroom here. Definitely go check out their clothing, properdirty.ca. If not, the website, of course, is going to be right here. You can go and check it out. We've got some new dope things that we're hearing coming out of them this year, especially a lot of cool, exciting drops. So make sure you check that out.
Just hide away. Think you just need time away. Think you need to get your mind a break. Only seeing California on a license plate. How many times you gonna tell me that your friends are fake? Whole city